Earlier today, I shared with you a video where a New York Stock Exchange broker and owner and head of Capital to Markets was kind of explaining and giving numbers around and rationale behind the retail investors being the new 8-pound giant gorilla into the finance house. All right, and that I think is something that the media, of course, obviously are not shouting on media because they know it's a shift in power. And any shift in power is not good because it underneath all the manipulation and all the dirty tricks, the one percenter, the suits, the hedges were doing before this new sheriff in town pretty much, it's now ruling per se in the market. Because when you think about it, guys, retail investors, as far as you can see, are buying and holding, stocks like AMC and GameStop, the so-called meme stocks. But the reality is, retail investors have been slowly and gradually making their way into the most powerful player in the market through multiple assets. Okay, but the thing is, since we are retailers, okay, we are individual investors. Usually, we don't see ourselves as powerful just because we don't have that much capital individually, okay? But keep in mind, when you look at 401ks, pension funds, when you look at IRAs, 529 accounts, when you look at all of these other assets and vehicles through which retailers, okay, retail investors are buying and are entering the markets, it's really bigger than what hedges or the Wall Street or the 1%, the Wall Street guys, the banks want us, or want the media, or the media want to let the world know. Because what is happening with AMC, it's way greater, okay, than just apes fighting against a hedge fund or hedge funds, on a short squeeze play. It's bigger than that because the manipulation going on with this thing is what has been happening for years now. AMC is just the exposure, the tip of the iceberg, okay? With internet and with the social media, apes were able to come together and expose this thing. Now, I'm hopeful and confident that this will lead to some actions. How long? I don't know. I cannot tell you that. And I don't even think someone can tell us that. But the thing is, as far as the SEC is working on this, even if the silence might look like they're not really doing anything, but again, my personal opinion is they are doing what they need to do. And when it comes to time, they're gonna hit the hammer, okay? And it's gonna be game over for the bad guys. Now, the thing is, if this thing does not end square, like if all the matters are not settled, if this situation is not fixed, meaning apes, everybody gets what they deserve, okay? Because we are buying and holding, so we need to get paid. We need to get paid in as a result of the shitty manipulation happening in this stock, which is also happening in the whole market, being fixed. And the SEC needs to step in, and that's, again, personally, I believe they are working on this, and when the times come, they're gonna drop the hammer. But if that doesn't happen, because a lot of people are saying after AMC, I'm out of the market. After AMC, I'm done with individual AMC stock. I'm gonna just dump my money into a business or real estate or just an index fund, and I will be over with it. Now, it depends. Not all the retail investors have the same amount of knowledge or the same amount of experience or capital, or financial institutions are totally different. But I believe it will make sense. And if it does, now what the hedges don't know is if we all at the same time decide to pull our eggs, if we decide to pull our money from markets, 401ks, pension funds, it's going to create so much, it's going to create a crash. It's going to create the end of capitalism. It's going to create the end of everything, because who are they going to sell securities to? Nobody will be buying. Are they going to sell it between themselves? It doesn't make any sense. That's what they have been trying to do on AMC, but because they were facing the retail investors. So if there is no one again in the market, it's the end of everything. And nobody wants that, because it's going to be a global crisis. Now, That's why I'm confident. That's why I'm confident that, moving into the short term, moving into, when you look at the hedges still not covering, when you look at apes, still buying the dips, still holding strong. When you look at the suits in AMC, still buying and holding even their positions, which are, big, even at these current prices. I mean, definitely the situation hasn't changed. And as far as they're not covering, we don't need to change our part, which is still buying and holding. Okay, so if this can give you a little bit of confidence into how big this thing is, and it's now too big to fail for the retail investors to get out of the market, because that will be the end of everything. I think they need to address this matter, and when they do, we win. All right, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, but for now, guys, I'm out.